The crew of the Sherman tank, nicknamed Lucky, were brothers in arms. Sergeant Miller, the grizzled commander, led with a steady hand. Johnson, the driver, navigated the treacherous terrain with an expert touch. Smith, the gunner, was cool under pressure. Jones, the loader, kept the shells coming. His movements swift and precise. Their mission, hold the crossroads at all costs. A vital supply route for the Allied advance, its defense was paramount. The tension was thick in the air as Lucky, spearheading a column of tanks, rumbled towards their objective. They were ready. They were determined. They were scared. The early morning sun cast long shadows as they reached the crossroads. A light fog hung low, shrouding the fields in an ethereal mist. The silence was unnerving. Miller ordered the crew to maintain vigilance. Suddenly, a thunderous roar shattered the calm. An enemy tank, a German Tiger, emerged from the fog, its 88mm cannon a menacing presence. The battle for the crossroads had begun. The Tiger, a behemoth of German engineering, unleashed its fury. The ground trembled as its cannon roared, spitting fire and steel. The Sherman tanks returned fire, their 75mm shells seeming insignificant against the heavily armored Tiger. One by one, the Shermans fell victim to the Tiger's superior firepower. Explosions lit up the sky as their armor buckled under the onslaught. The air grew thick with the acrid smell of cordite and burning metal. Lucky ducked and weaved, desperately trying to avoid the Tiger's deadly aim. Miller barked orders, his voice strained but resolute. They were outgunned, but not outfought. A shell slammed into the Sherman in front of them, engulfing it in flames. The crew of Lucky watched in horror as their comrades perished. They were now the last line of defense. The Tiger, its flanks now exposed, turned its attention to Lucky. Another Sherman, attempting to provide covering fire, was reduced to a smoldering wreck. Lucky was alone. Miller rallied his crew. "Give 'em hell, boys," he roared above the din of battle. Johnson maneuvered the Sherman with skill, using its agility to their advantage. Smith, his face grim, kept firing, desperately searching for a weakness in the Tiger's armor. A shell ripped through Lucky's hull, showering the crew with shrapnel. Jones cried out in pain, his arm badly wounded. The situation seemed hopeless, yet they fought on, driven by a primal instinct to survive. Section 4, The Last Stand. Miller, realizing their only chance, took a gamble. He ordered Johnson to charge the Tiger, using their speed to close the distance. The Tiger, taken aback by this audacious maneuver, hesitated for a crucial moment. "Fire!" Miller screamed. Smith unleashed a final, desperate barrage, aiming for the Tiger's weaker side armor. The Sherman, its engine screaming in protest, slammed into the Tiger with bone-jarring force. The world exploded in a blinding flash of light and a deafening roar. Lucky, its hull breached, was thrown back by the force of the impact. The crew, battered and dazed, stumbled out of the wreckage. Section 5, Scars of Valor. The battlefield fell silent. The only sounds the crackling of flames and the groans of the wounded. The Tiger, its once mighty cannon silenced, lay smoldering, a testament to the ferocity of the fight. Lucky, although a mangled wreck, had accomplished its mission. The crossroads remained in Allied hands. Miller, his face covered in grime and blood, surveyed the scene, his heart heavy with the loss of his comrades. They had fought bravely, desperately against overwhelming odds, and in the end, they had won, but at a terrible cost. The lone survivor, a symbol of resilience and sacrifice, stood as a stark reminder of the true cost of war. The scars of battle, both physical and emotional, would forever be etched into his soul. But amidst the ruins, there was also hope that one day, peace would prevail.